AMD Medusa .10 Core Zen 6 CPU beats Strix .10 Core Zen 5 by nearly 35 while operating at 5.4 GHz. AMD Medusa .Zen 6 inches CPUs are making some decent progress, and if we go by the latest benchmark numbers, these are faster than we expected. 10-core AMD Medusa Point engineering sample delivers 3,329 points in single and 16,555 points at 5.4 GHz in multi-core Geekbench tests. Looks like we underestimated the Medusa Point a bit. We continue to see leaked benchmarks for the upcoming Zen 6-based series CPUs, and now, with another set of benchmarks, it's clear that AMD has been aiming for a much higher uplift than we expected. Nearly 10 days ago, we posted the first ever benchmarks for a 10-core/20-thread Medusa Point APU, which appeared on Geekbench. The same engineering sample with a CPU ID, 100.00001713333_ has now appeared on Geekbench once more on the AMD Plum MDS1 platform. Previously, it scored 3,174 points in a single core test, but that has been upgraded to a good 3,329 points in the latest benchmarks, which is a decent 5% uplift. Image source, Geekbench. With the previous scores, this 10-core APU was already ahead of the Strix .10 core APU, such as Ryzen i9 365, by around 29%. But now it's nearly 35% faster. We took one of the average scores for the Ryzen i9 365 chip, ensuring the comparison remains fair. Of course, Geekbench isn't the most reliable platform for hardware comparison, but it does give us a rough idea of where to put the new hardware in the hierarchy according to tier single and multi-core performance. Geekbench scores. Medusa .10 Core APU vs Ryzen i9 HX 370 vs Ryzen i9 365 Single Core Multi-Core 0400001000200080001000200020002000 Medusa .10 Core at 5.4 GHz, sample 23329165555 Medusa .10 Core at TBDGHZ, sample 131741509 Ryzen i9 HX 370 at 5.1 GHz 260513396 Ryzen i9 365 at 5.0 GHz 247012407. As far as multi-core performance goes, we are witnessing some decent uplifts here as well. The engineering sample has scored a good 16,555 points, which is nearly 9% better than the previous result. Overall, this SKU now sits at a much higher position than previously. It also looks like we finally have a taste of Medusa Zen 6 inches clock speeds which are operating at 300 MHz higher than the fastest Strix APUs at this early stage. The fastest recorded clock speed in the test was 5,370 MHz, which is impressive. We can't wait to see these SKUs appear on more reliable platforms such as Passmark or Cinebench, where it will be much easier to compare them with the current Zen 5-based SKUs. However, considering we still have several months before its official announcement, these SKUs won't make a lot of appearances at the moment.